Hi, it's Blathers here from B3 Cricket. I'm joined by Trevor-Jones, an Australian over in England for the summer.
Yep.
Tell us what you're doing over here, Ben.
I came over to play cricket for Teddington in the Middlesex Premier League, and then I've also taken on a role as the assistant physiotherapist at Derbyshire Cricket Club.
Hence the kit.
Yeah, that's it.
And what? So you washed out today?
Yeah, washed out. Yeah, too much rain. Should have known.
You picked the wrong summer. It was fantastic last summer. This is a damp.
As I've been told. Yeah.
This is a damp squib.
Yeah.
Which, for reference, back over in Australia, this is the first day of the second test, so I don't think there's been any play yet.
No, nothing yet.
Yeah, I've just been watching a Steve Smith masterclass actually.
You could watch worse than that.
Very, very good. Very good. You've come to B3. How did you hear about us?
There's been a few players floating around the Sydney circuit using B3, and naturally I was interested straight away because the market in Australia and particularly in Sydney is dominated by the bigger brands. So when you see a different brand come in, you know straight away. And then obviously when I was coming over to England to organise my own cricket, I spoke to you and you had mentioned you with B3, and then since coming to England I've just seen a lot of the bats, not only from some of the Derbyshire players but just generally in league cricket, and I've always thought they look and sound really good, so I wanted to get involved. Good.
And you've been down, you've been through the process, we've sorted out your own gear with you. What do you find different about what B3? What would you say are the attributes of what we do?
Oh, the personalised service is the thing that struck me straight away. It's just how when you deal with the bigger companies, you just don't get that. And I assumed I wasn't going to get that with B3 until I met you and started organising the gear, and it was just such a smooth transaction, and I left feeling like I'd had like a really good customer experience. And I know the brand is gonna look after everyone that comes along, and I just think as well the quality of the product you get for the price is just exceptional.
Okay, good. Well, I mean the thing we tried to do when we set out was to provide a superior product and service, and give the amateur player, the discerning amateur player, so somebody who cares about what they're using, they want a decent bat, but try and give them the same choice that a top pro would give. And what you've seen is hopefully what we try and do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's what will set B3 apart, where we can actually help players bridge that gap between, when you're at the top level, like you have access to that gear, but when you're on the way up, sometimes it can be a lot more difficult to get that.
Yeah.
If B3 can offer that to some young players in Australia, I think that would be brilliant.
Young, old, male, female, doesn't matter.
Exactly right.
You can go online, you can choose your bat, and we'll make it and ship it within about 5 to 10 days. So we're already doing quite a lot in Australia, but we really want to have a push and build the brand in Oz.
Yeah.
So you're an ambassador. You're going to go back to Sydney University where you play A grade.
Yep.
Okay, so we've got you over there. We've got a few other guys. We've got Andrew Duffield, our country manager in Adelaide as well, if anybody's interested in talking to Duffers. But what we thought we'd come up with this year is something a little bit different, a bat to really take the Australian market by storm. So we've done a lot of research. We've looked at what the pros are playing with, what the top players like yourself are playing with in amateur cricket, and we've come up with a design and a shape that we're really excited about. The shape that seems very popular. First off, we wanted big edges and a big spine. Now, if you go for a weight over 2.9, then it will be a very full profile. Under 2.9, which this one is, we've got a little bit of scooping, because obviously you've got to take the weight out of somewhere. What we didn't want to do was take the weight out of the edges, which is the other alternative.
Yeah.
So we've kept a consistently big edge and the same size spine. So if you look at the new back gauge, okay, so you can see that, we're getting pretty close. 3 or 4 mil maybe. So that's consistent, whatever weight you have. So have a feel, see what you think.
Yeah, the pickup straight away is fantastic, and like as you've seen with a lot of bats on the market now, it's really about how much profile you can get, particularly through there, where you get a nice full back. You definitely get that in this bat. Picks up beautifully, presents really nicely at the front, as well as plenty of runs in it.
Yeah, and here's one that we customised for the Australian market. As you know, you can pick your stickers and your grip to suit. You can customise your bat to the nth degree. But this is one that's about 210, so you can see that's got the slightly fuller profile.
Absolutely. And I like the position of the middle as well, because on the bouncier Australian wickets, I think you do want it just that little bit higher than what you would have in England. That's what I feel.
That was the feedback we were getting, so we followed that.
That's right, and for the back foot play as well, you do look to score a lot more off the back foot at home, rather than here on the slower lower wicket. So I think like the position of both the middles on these two is pretty much perfect.
The other thing we wanted to do was give a solid bat, something that's going to last the amateur player.
That's right.
So with the shoulders and the toes, we've gone pretty sturdy. So hopefully less breakages at the shoulder, less breakages at the toes, so that you really get value out of your new bat.
That's right. I think that's so important because a lot of the bats you get right up the top tend to be sometimes more prone to breaking.
Yeah.
And it can be a real hassle for any player having to get used to whether it be their spare bat or get another bat in, or sometimes go weeks without having a bat at all. Yeah, well, and borrowing bats. So
we all know that the more you play, the harder you hit the ball.
Right.
That bats do eventually wear out.
Use bowling machines.
Accidents do happen with Yorkers, bad balls, etc. But what we're trying to do is limit that potential.
Yeah.
Also, we offer a repair and warranty service that is second to none, and we've got our workshop in Adelaide, so that works well for us in Australia.
Really important.
So we think we can give that great product and service. So price point, okay. Ordinarily we would ship this product. A grade 1, which we call our 3-stripe, English willow, custom made bat to Australia for $750, including delivery, knocking in, and an anti-scuff face. Yeah, we're doing 100 of these, exclusive offer for the 1920 season. We're doing that for $595. So $595. This can be delivered to your door in Australia. Within a few days. Do you think that's a good offer?
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. I think you will have a lot of people jumping all over that, because particularly once they get their hands on it and see the quality of the pickup and the willow, and then the service they get with it as well.
Yeah.
A player of any ability will appreciate the quality they get from a B3, and then you've got the value in that deal as well. Okay,
the other thing we'll do is as well, because we are looking to build the brand, if somebody's looking for the same brand in terms of gloves and pads as well, we'll do a deal. I've not worked that out yet, but we will do that.
Absolutely.
So really appreciate you coming along. We're going to go and have a hit now in the indoor net.
Sounds good.
Enjoy the rest of the English summer, and good luck with your B3s in Australia.
Thanks very much.
Cheers, Ben.
Cheers.